Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with case number 455. We've had a mid-month reveal on today. I'm filming this on the 15th. I'm going to publish it on the 16th. I will be, I've kind of selected a few things here. Don't know if I use all of it. But let's kind of go through and see if I need to gather anything else. Okay, I've got an envelope, a watering can, or other gardening. I may have something like that in one of these pattern papers. Bench or other furniture, brackets, word stickers. I have brackets. I have me some brackets. Right here, I've got black ones and white ones. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go with the black ones, and I'll peel them while I'm reading some other things. I can tell you right now that I'm not gonna go with the color scheme as it is presented. I will be using coral pink and this color blue and possibly that color teal. Might not have this gray in here, but let's see, clouds or something I can use. I'm gonna do a scene. What this page is about JoAnn's closing. I went by JoAnn the other day and I took a picture outside that shows the store closing sign. And, you know, I've spent a few hours and a few dollars in there over the years. JoAnn is kind of closer to where I live, and I pass by it on my way to the gym every day, so I can always stop and get something. And I shopped there for a lot of my just, you know, standard things like adhesive and so forth. I'm not sure what kind of flowers I want, but I know that I have some flowers that have elements that match this envelope. So I'm thinking that that's going to help me choose. So let's just kind of see. I'm thinking that I want to include a fair number of these things, and I want to do torn strips of paper. I kind of like a variety of papers. And when I'm trying to include several different kinds of things, like the requirements here for the clues, just kind of tearing strips kind of seems legitimate. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I love this. One of the elements is supposed to be floral pattern paper, and I am going with that. I love it. This is Steven Duncan's for Carta Bella. It's Country Kitchen, and the paper is My Garden. And it has over on the other side, it has some, it has a birdhouse. And I may cut that birdhouse. Let me see if it has a watering can. I'm not seeing a watering can. I see a spade. I see a little trowel and a rake, but I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I really like the blue side of this paper. Maybe I want to use that as my background. I think I'll do it this way because I like the colors down here better. Okay, let's just see if this is going to work. I'm going to cut that branding strip off, and then let's just start building it. This blue bouquet pattern is also Steven Duncan, and it is the Metropolitan Girl collection. And I'm just going to dry fit things. I'll place that right there. I'm thinking that the page will go here after the strips have stopped. We'll kind of see if that's a legitimate approach to things. Okay, gonna go for this wood grain paper. We need wood grain in there, and that provides a nice break with that busy pattern. Okay, and I have this paper which has albums. I kind of like that idea. I'm gonna just do the top row of albums because for a while JoAnn had the best prices on scrapbooking albums, and I bought quite a few from there. In later years, the emphasis on 12 by 12 scrapbooking was kind of diluted, and they weren't selling as many 12 by 12 albums, so they didn't have them. Okay, so I'll have that kind of, my albums peeking through there. And then I'm going to do this black and white paper just because I happen to like it a lot. And of course it's not white. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to put this here, but I want it to have a nice backing, and so I'm gonna, well, let me just put it on white first, and is that gonna fit? Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do a real complex page here. This is going to be a very simple design, and it shouldn't. That's why I'm thinking it's going to be quick, which is why I'm doing the whole thing on. Okay, there, and then maybe I also want this paper. I'm going to cut this. I'll do that, and then it can go along the bottom of the page, like so. Okay, I'm going to put that here. And I will put this here, and my title's going to be The End of an Era, and I will figure out what kind of alphas to use, and I probably don't have them at the desk, at my desk at the moment. This isn't the full 12-inch length, or else the paper underneath it is. Here, and we'll kind of see. I like that, and I'll curl these up as I go along, or after I finish them all. Let me put it that way. Let's do that. Whoops. Well, you know what I can do? I can do a big floral right there, because this is showing, but I want these down that much, and so that's okay with me. I'll do some floral there. Not sure which one of these. Maybe I'd like one that goes more like that, and that orange really contrasts with those flowers there. So we'll see. Now we're going to see what happens here. Okay, and that's great. That works out nicely. All right, let's see. I've got a couple different sticker sheets. I've got this one from the Family Night collection, which is a Steven Duncan collection. And to be honest, the reason I brought it was because I thought it might have some like architectural elements. There's this furniture, the record player, and I have bought furniture and a lot of home decor at JoAnn, and so I'm kind of thinking I might want to put a TV, kind of mix it somewhere in a cluster. And I'm gonna pick this. I like this one, the record player holder, or the music cabinet, the record player cabinet, better than the television, but I have a different idea for something, a page I want to use that with. So I could do this kind of like so. I could make a big cluster up here. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I have these things, and I have some ephemera from that crafting collection, and it's somewhere in here. And I've got some frames that I thought I might use, and of course I have my envelope. Let's see if I'm even interested in the envelope at this point, because it has now become kind of big. It's kind of taken on a I'd like to put it here and kind of a little bit at an angle, maybe like so, and then if I lift that up, I can do this like that. I can do this right here, and maybe put a different, I can put that there, and then I can maybe do a floral. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do here. I might cut this floral like so, and have it kind of tucked in like that. And then I've got this, which, let me get some foam back here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just do that right now. And I'll place that kind of at a different kind of angle, a little bit of a different angle, and I will place this floral here. And then I thought I would use this little frame right there. And a lot of the ephemera that I'm using is coming from my hip kit club kits. I'm going to put this on some foam. And then I'm going to put it down so that it overlaps the envelope. Put it right there. And then I'm going to add that little silly, where did it go? The television. Right there. And then I have a chicken, which there for a while, Ava was just really a huge fan of anything to do with chickens. And I bought chicken themed things from every craft store that I visited. And okay, let's see if I can add a bit of this pink frame up here. I don't have any particular reason for that other than I think the pink might contrast nicely with this floral paper that has the green background. Okay, I'm gonna cut that off and then do it this way. Probably shouldn't have done that. I've lost a lot of the impact there. I think I'm okay. All right, this is kind of a mess now, and I'm gonna fix that. This I have no more use for. This I don't have any use for. I'm gonna kind of stick this little tab over here. There. And this little, it's a fabric flower from Bramble Fox. They do acrylics, but they also do woodies, little wood. This is a woody from Bramble Fox. And I'm not able to get any dry adhesive on here, so I'm going to put some wet glue on this little flower. It's the last one I have from a group, and I'm just going to kind of put it right there. And I'm going to put this flower maybe right, gosh, I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it maybe right here and let that kind of lift up that photo. And then I have these brackets and I thought I would put them on the photo, maybe kind of midway up. And it's like, I don't know, it seems somewhat indicative of the act of kind of bracketing it and shutting it down. I don't know if that makes any sense, but for some reason when I saw that one of the clues was the brackets, I thought, okay, that'll be good on that photo. Okay, and now I have this frame, which I think I'm going to use right here. Why not? Put a little bit of glue, and then I can add other embellishments on top of that. Okay, and what do I have? This is kind of pretty, but that's not quite what I was looking for. Maybe this, except I want to cut the edge flat. Kind of like that. And I want to do something there. I'm not quite sure what yet. I'm going to do this. No, I actually don't want to do that. I'm thinking I'm not liking this there, because I'd rather do that, and then this can go maybe right here. Okay, I think that's good. And I've got, let's look. In this ephemera. See what we have. Okay, handmade. This is a good one. That's got pencils and pens and scissors, and Lord knows I bought lots of those from JoAnn over the years. I did, I also patronized JoAnn for their fabric and sewing notions, and so I kind of had a fair amount of that. Let's see, that's good right there. And ooh, here is like a watercolor paint set. I'm gonna add that right here. Put some foam behind it. Okay, there. I kind of want to put something here, but I don't know what. I want to use this little pink camera to maybe add it to this. That's good. I need foam because it needs to stay up. Okay, and now I have another another floral frame. Let's see. Gosh, a hole punch. Maybe. It's covering up too much. Here, here. Ooh, I like this. I didn't buy that from JoAnn. I bought it from IKEA, but you know, who's counting? Crafting. Let's see. Craft and create. Random act of crafting. I do want to use this, but I'm not sure where to put it. If I did that, that would kind of fill in some of that space, and I like that about it. But let's see. And you still see the frame there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut it so that it's not quite up so high. And that lets me kind of let some frame show there too. Okay, that's good. And what else am I going to do? I've used a lot of the icons, the small icons like the scissors themselves. I do have a pencil that I can enlist. I'll kind of put it right here and let it go out like that. Crop and create. This one, handmade goodness. That was kind of what came from what JoAnn's enabled me to do. Okay, here's a little like spool of twine, and I think one of the requirements on here, one of the clues, was for washi tape, and I have some really thin washi tape that I thought I could use. Maybe I love this little polka dot. I don't think dots were one of the requirements in there. I'm gonna use it to define the envelope. Let's see if I can do that. I'll see how good I am at that. I'm gonna put this here. I have to cut the tip of that off. Okay, there, and then I'll fold this under, and then I'll do another bit right here, and that's about the same width. It looks close enough to me. Okay, there. So I've got my washi tape on there. There's a typewriter. I'm kind of thinking, I did buy a typewriter. I actually returned it because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. But I think I'm going to add it's kind of a fun little icon. And it kind of goes along with everything else that I have done at JoAnn's. Okay, I'm gonna say that I'm pretty close to finish. I have a couple of leaves that I thought maybe I could do something with, like so. That seems to work for me. Okay, now I don't think I need these things. I think I'm going to call it finished, and I'm going to call the case solved. I had thought I might need to use this, but I like this better. It goes along with the mood. I was going to use this there. So I've now got a huge mess on my desk. I need to find a place to put the title. I guess I'm going to do it right here. End of an era. And I'm going to find some alphas and add that title right here. I don't know what kind of alphas I will pick yet. I'm gonna curl these edges back. And if I curl it back underneath here, it'll keep that tip of the envelope kind of raised a little bit. Kind of like putting it on foam. Those Carta Bella papers are so nice and thick, and just wonderful to work with. And Steven's designs are so different from what else is out there. And he's just this super cool, he's a great guy. Very talented, and it shows in everything he does. Okay, I think I'm done with this. I kind of like the stark contrast of that. I am debating whether to put a line of washi down here or just leave it on the top. I think at the moment I'm just leaving it on the top. And so I'm gonna call this done, and I thank you for watching. Be sure and check out csi.blogspot.com and get the latest information on our challenges. And join our Facebook group, get inspiration there, and just, our leader Debbie is just a very famous and trending scrapbook artist, and she does just a wonderful job of establishing the clues for each of these cases, and she's kind of cool. The community is great too. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.